Thank you for having me. First of all, I appreciate the opportunity. I'm Tigis Tamer. I am a postdoc in Dr. Forrest White's lab at the Koch Institute at MIT. I grew up in Ethiopia where I was always interested in science. I was very curious about it. And growing up, they used to tell us the story of Dr. Akillu Lamma, who was instrumental in discovering a plant derivative that treated parasites. And the way they tell the story is that he discovered this plant watching people use it for cleaning their clothes at a river, and the parasites were all dying. And that's how he stumbled upon this discovery. So I really like the story of just, stumbling upon these discoveries that helped human health and, solve diseases. So that's how I got started. And then my teachers and professors in high school when I moved to the US and in college after were very instrumental in getting me involved in scientific research. I'm currently working on understanding cellular health and homeostasis, specifically looking at oxidative stress. So our cells usually are metabolizing, producing energy for us to survive. But in that process, they also produce a lot of waste. And so throughout evolution, there has been pathways evolved to make sure we maintain that in the proper manner so that we don't succumb to the accumulation of these oxidative stress. So I studied that at the cellular level and trying to understand how that is regulated and maintained over time. And I look at that in the context of obesity. If you asked me this 10 years ago, I would have been like, it's preset, it's all straightforward from here to there. But actually along the way, I've kind of stumbled, there have been ups and downs. So initially in college, I was like very much gung-ho on, getting started. I'm going to do science and I'm going to move forward and I'm going to start a PhD after. But halfway through science, I was kind of not handling the stress very well. So I was, taken aback by that. So after my undergraduate degree, I actually did PrEP program, which was a post-bac research intensive program, which allowed me to kind of take a breather, figure out if it is for me. It turns out it was for me. So after that, I did my PhD. So it wasn't a completely straight shot, but it was definitely the journey I was meant to take. I am interested in becoming an independent investigator in academia. I'm currently in the process of submitting K-99s and looking at what places I'm going to be going to next. So that's the hope. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I love that I get to learn for a living. That's my favorite part of it. Every day is a new adventure. Not every day is like a splashy discovery, but you're learning something along the way. And I really appreciate that part of it. And I think when I lose perspective, which happens often, there are experiments that fail, grants that don't get funded. That's the kind of the perspective I give myself, is that I'm here to learn. And it's not supposed to be easy because you're generating knowledge. Knowledge is not easy to acquire, especially if it's like new stuff. So yeah, for aspiring scientists, just understand that it is a challenge because you're doing something new, and that is the best part of it. And lean into your support systems, because if I didn't have that, I definitely wouldn't make it. So just remember that, always go back to the point of view, whatever centers you, why are you here? And doing that will help you move forward more than like the small wins would, you know what I mean?